My name is Joanne Mwangi, Yelbert. So my first job was selling advertising space for the Standard Media Group. And from there, I then joined the Kenya Postal Directories. It was a first. We had never had a directory in Kenya. From there, I went to Colgate-Palmolive. Palmolive was one of the best things that happened to me because that's where I learned professionalism. That's where I learned not to compromise on quality standards. Because at Colgate, it was either you're doing it perfectly correct or you are not doing it. And there was no compromise. And I have carried that ethos throughout my life, and it has been very, very instrumental in my success in all my career undertakings. When I got out, I took 2 months to think what to do, and I started PMS. And the biggest highlight for me was really when I had to work on the National Treasury project for IFMIS. First and foremost, we spent so much time in the workplace. So at PMS, the one thing we've done is that PMS is a family. It doesn't matter how high you are in the hierarchy or how low you are, we equalize it. That's the first thing. We don't have a pyramid. We actually are very equal. We do things together. We all have breakfast here, the same breakfast. It doesn't matter your rank. We have lunch together. It doesn't matter your rank. When we have parties, everybody is equal. You know, we do everything as a family. We have decided that our culture is going to be a family culture. Now, if you think of a family is a safe space. And so that's the first thing that we create here. It's a safe space. You are allowed to say, I don't know. You're allowed to say, I botched. How do we solve this? You're allowed to say, I can't handle this. I need someone to help me. I'm burnt out. You're allowed to say the truth, and that makes all the difference. I'm very interested in impact. I'm very interested in making sure that what I'm doing is making a difference for my country, for the world, and for the people whose lives I touch at whatever touch point. And so thereafter, when I was appointed as chair of the Kenya Tourism Board, I'm actually the immediate past chair of the Kenya Tourism Board, it led to me feeling that it's a culmination of my life's journey for me to go back to the biggest brand I could ever represent. Because if I'm representing my country, I mean, what bigger brand can I represent? How more can you feel that you're doing something that is worth doing? And so for me, I feel that these many wins have been things that have kept me going, that have led me to feel that I can serve beyond money. It is no longer about money. It's about doing good. It's about impact. It's about being able to solve problems for the world in a way that long after I'm gone, there's a mark that you leave behind. Always make sure that if you want to really, really go far, you do things right. If you do that, what happens is that you're able to attract an audience that wants quality. An audience that wants quality is ready to pay for quality. An audience that wants shortcuts pays cheap. Maybe the most impactful book I've read recently is Why We Sleep by, I think it's Matthew Walker. And Why We Sleep impacted me greatly because it taught me the power of sleep. When you sleep on a problem, your mind at the back end, it's constantly evaluating data, connecting dots, and by the time you are waking up in the morning, it has a solution. In 2 years' time, I actually don't want to be at PMS. I would want somebody else to be running the show, and I'm just on the chair or chairing. And I want to be spending more time doing things that feed my soul. So that the mentorship and training of young entrepreneurs that I've talked about, more outreach into the space of building businesses, not just from current entrepreneurs, but creating places that people can actually learn that they can start businesses. If I was to live my life all over again, I would be more collaborative from the get-go. I would also look in terms of what can I do that can prove that we actually know what we are doing. Anybody who is working in the PR space should recognize the power they wield in their hands and use it for good. And know that before you do anything that changes our perception, what are the consequences of this change? And are those the really intended consequences? I am so proudly Kenyan that I'm asking all Kenyans to continue doing all these great things. Kudos.